So a couple of months ago I uploaded one of my acoustic guitar videos called Beautiful Chords For Noodling, where I was showing you a few simple chords, B minor, A and G, all sharing the open D string and creating something like this. Now you guys seem to like this video a lot, and I received a lot of messages asking for more variations, more ideas for noodling, more ideas with these chords. So I decided to put together a new video, a part 2 of the Beautiful Chords for Noodling, where I can show you my favorite variations and hopefully develop new ideas for your noodling. If you haven't watched the part 1, so the original video, you'll find it here, so you can check out my finger picking pattern. It's all based on 3 strings, the E, D and G string, and then back to the D. And the 3 chords that I was using, you know, with the timing and everything, it's all counted in 16th notes, like 1 E, and R, 2 E, and R, 3 E, and R, 4 E, and R, 1 E, and R, and so on. In this second part, we'll go through 3 main variations. The variation number 1 is on the pattern itself, and we're gonna add the B string, the open B string, like this. So we'll create something like and so on. The second variation is on the chords. We'll see different positions, different chords that we can use to go lower, for example. Or to go higher. And so on. And the third and last variation will be on the groove. We'll try to use different techniques, percussions and ghost notes. We'll see how to do this with the same chords that we'll use for the rest of the progression. So now we are ready to go to a close-up where I can show you all these 3 variations. Alright, so let's get into the first variation to this Beautiful Chords for Noodling. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to add the open B string to the 3 chords that we were using in the part 1 of this chord progression, so in the previous video. So the 3 chords were a B minor, now adding the open B, then an A major, now adding the open B, and then a G major, adding the open B. Now the open B works as root note when you are playing the B minor chord, it works as 9th when you play the A major, and it works as 3rd when you play the G major. So we're gonna have these chords. So you see that I'm not playing the A string, I'm not playing the high E string, so with my 4 fingers I'm gonna play thumb on the low E, index on the D, middle finger on the G string and ring finger on the B, like this. Now the pattern that I'm playing is based on 8th notes. It's gonna be E string with my thumb, index, middle, index, so D, G, B, and then the next 4 notes are going to be ring finger on the B, then middle finger on the G, index on the D, and back to the G with the middle finger. So all together the 8 notes are going to be thumb, index, middle, index, ring, middle, index, middle. I would suggest to count them in 8 notes so that they take 1 bar for each chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now, if you can, guys, remember that we are working on the dynamics when we play these kind of chords. So try to play maybe the open B, which is the new note, a little bit louder than the others, almost as an accent, like... Because this creates a beautiful effect. The open B string keeps ringing while you arpeggiate the other strings. So all together again the B minor sounds like. Right, from here we just go to A major and we repeat the same pattern. Then to G major and we repeat the same pattern. So so far we played three bars, so let's listen to the 3 bars together. Now for the 4th bar, my idea is to play a half bar of G and half bar of A without using the open B string. So this time I'm going to play 4 notes for the G, thumb, index, middle, index, so E, D, G, B, E, and the same on the A. So if I play the 4th bar by itself, it's gonna be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this creates a 4-bar loop that you can repeat like this. Now let's play this first variation complete a little bit faster and with even more variations in the dynamic, like. So if you practice already the part 1 of this Beautiful Chords for Noodling, this is not a big deal. I'm just adding 4 more notes using one extra string, the B string played with the ring finger. Let's move now into the second variation that we can play, which is a little bit harder, and it's all of the possibilities that you can play in terms of chords using this kind of voicings. So from B minor to A and then to G, we are definitely moving lower. So we're going B to A to G. Let's see where else we can go lower. We can definitely use an F sharp on the bass and playing, for example, an F sharp minor with the same exact shape as the B minor. It's just gonna be this. Now from here we can still go lower. If I go lower, I've got 2 options here. I can either go for a major way or for a minor way. What I mean by that is if I go for a minor way, I'm gonna play an E minor after that. Just a regular E minor triad, playing still the same strings as the other chords. So if I play this all together from G, it sounds like. So if I go for this option, I could go, for example, for a full bar of F sharp minor, half bar of E minor, half bar of F sharp minor again to start going up towards G and A and back to B minor. Maybe on my way down I can stay 2 bars on the G just to create a, you know, a more even loop, like B minor, A, G, another bar, lower, F sharp minor, half E minor, half F sharp minor, G, A, maybe slowing down, taking some time and starting again. Now, if I want to go for a major direction, so going towards an E major rather than an E minor, what I can do, I can basically add, after an F sharp minor, an F on the bass with the same shape. This is a major shape. It's going to be an F major, which includes, you know, the D, which is the 6th, and the B, which is the 11th. So it's going to be like, obviously it's going to be the sharp 11, so this is going to be a sort of Lydian color, and from here going for an E, but this time I could use an E sus2, so this would be the full shape. I don't need this finger because we're not playing the A string, so I can just play E sus2 and then E, and maybe I can stop here, so I can create a progression starting from B minor, usual 2 bars, F sharp minor, F, E sus4, E. This is beautiful, for example, for an ending, if you're creating something and you want an end with this kind of voicings. So I can play again all together, like I personally like a lot the idea of moving chromatically on the bass using G, F sharp, F, E, and having another chromatism between the fourth and the major third in the E chord between E sus4 and E major. Right, if we don't want to go lower in our chord progression from B minor, A and G, we can go all the way up, so we can create something else starting, for example, from a D major here, and then creating a little tension using a C sharp half diminished to go back to B minor. Now all this is in the key of B minor, so D major would be basically the third degree of the key, and C sharp half diminished would be the second degree. Now just if you want to know why we are playing this kind of shape, this is a C sharp half diminished, but we are playing basically the root note, we are playing the minor third, we are playing the minor seventh, we don't have the flat 5, so you can't recognize it as a half diminished for that reason. Instead of having the flat 5, we are using the D, which happens to be the flat 9, which is a note, which is one of the extensions of this half diminished chord, and it sounds like this. Before going back to B minor. So basically, something that I can do, I can play my main 3 chords, B minor, A major, G major, then go all the way up to a D, maybe stay for 1.5 bars here, very briefly for half bar going to the tensive chord, and then back to B minor. Or if you like it, you can play this for even longer. Okay, I'll show you both options. So if we start with half bar of this tensive chord, it's gonna be I think you can hear that it becomes emotional, you can hear the struggle when we go through this chord. Let's hear the same if we stay for one entire bar there, so if we cut the D after one full bar. And so on. So it's obviously a different feeling. It's up to you to choose which one you like better. So now we saw basically all of the options you have if you want to go lower. We saw 2 options going lower, major and minor going towards E, and 1 option going higher if we want to reach this D major, and then going for this C sharp half diminished, -7 flat 5. Alright, so now we're ready for the third and last variation. We are now gonna go a little bit groovier using a sort of percussion that we do with this slap technique while we strum with the index. So all what I'm gonna play now is only played with 2 fingers, thumb and index, in a very old school way. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you this kind of groove on the basic 3 chords. If you like it, you can apply to all the other variations and chords that we saw before. So it's gonna sound like this. and so on. So let's clarify this. First thing first, where am I doing the percussions? The percussions are going to be on the 2nd and 4th beat, imitating the snare drum of the drum kit. So basically it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and so on. You can obviously create different variations on the index using different strings for your arpeggio. So what I was doing, I was playing 2 strings together, the low E and the open G with my 2 fingers, then beat number 2 percussion. So 1, 2, simple as that, like that. Now when I do the percussion, I do a slap with my thumb, so this is the first movement, and the second movement is a strum that I do with my index. So I open my index at the same time, so while I do this. Now this is something quite tricky to see in slow motion, but it would be something like that. Okay, so you need to train yourself and start very slowly, then slowly increase the accuracy, the precision, and you're gonna be all right. So I do this in the first 2 beats, 1, 2, then I play 3 notes. The 3 notes are index, thumb, and index again. As I said before, you can alternate between B and G string, or you can just stick to the G string. It's completely up to you. And you play 3 notes literally. After the percussion, you play 1, 2, 3, and then another percussion on the beat number 4. So counting it once more is going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. As you can see, I like to hear the open B string as your last note, because it's the highest pitch that you're going to play. So it sounds good if you do the 3 notes as G, low E, and then B. But as I said before, you can feel free to use any other variation. So all together again. You might have noticed that in the 4th bar, since we play only half bar of G and half bar of A, I don't have the time to play the exact same pattern as the previous ones. So one possible idea is to start the same way and then just play a couple of notes when you play A, thumb, and index on the E and G string, and then start again. Those 2 and start again. Slow motion, this is what I'm playing on G and A. As you can see, I really like to alternate the open B and the G strings as my last notes of the melody, because it creates a beautiful effect and an inner melody inside my arpeggio. Now, just to see how this would sound on one of the variations that we saw previously, this could be. Alright, so that's all for this second part of the Beautiful Chords for Noodling. Guys, the main goal of this video was to show you different options, different possibilities on the instrument, to basically create different chord progressions with new techniques or with new chord shapes. But please feel free to create your own chord progression. Feel free to experiment, to develop your own ideas, and maybe even to write your own songs using these shapes if you like them. If you're new here, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Subscribe to this channel to support me. If you enjoyed this video, like it and share it with your friends and family. And if you have any questions about anything that I played in this video, or if you have any suggestions, please get in touch with me in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. It really means a lot to me. I hope to hear from you soon, and I'll be seeing you next time.